Hi, good morning, and welcome to this weekend's edition of the program on this last weekend of the month of May. The finality of it all. And we're very happy to welcome back to the program for her monthly visit. The director of Newport's Edward King House Senior Center, Carmela Gear, is here. Carm, how are you?
I am well. Good morning, Art. How are you?
Oh, well, kind of a tough week.
It's a tough week?
Both the Middletown High School lacrosse teams went out of the playoffs, but
I know.
Nice seasons for both.
Absolutely.
Congrats. Congrats to all the grads.
Great kids, great athletes, great graduates. The world doesn't know what it's in for. Absolutely.
Yep. Not just the Islanders, but of course the Patriots, Vikings, and beyond as well. Job well done. And you know what's frightening? Just occurred to me. Class of 75. That was
It's okay, you can say it.
For 40 years ago.
It was. That's
But
not
anyway,
a bad thing, Art.
We won't dwell on the past.
There you go. Celebrate the past.
Full speed ahead to June of 2015 at the Edward King House.
You got it.
As we always like to do at the beginning of the program, Carm, as you know, is backtrack. Now, you had a big event at the beginning of the month.
Oh, we did.
On Derby Day.
On Derby Day, we had our annual Run for the Roses, yet another wonderful event. We cannot thank our sponsors enough, most especially Sardella's. Sardella's restaurant was not only an event sponsor, but also provided the delicious meal for the evening. The hats and the ladies who wore them were gorgeous. The gentlemen in their seersucker suits were phenomenally handsome. The race was fantastic. The excitement was palpable. It was just a really, really great late evening, or I should say early evening event for all of the folks who supported the work of the Edward King House. We're looking forward to next year's event.
You know what? I'm going to do some planning on this, and I am going to be there next year, and I am going to be as one of your special celebrity guests, Mr. Ed. I swear, I love Mr. Ed, one of my all-time TV heroes.
I'm going to hold you to it, Art.
Wilbur. I'd love to do that. But anyway, well, we'll see if that materializes or not.
Mm-hmm.
So a nice turnout, great event.
Fantastic turnout. Oh, great event. There are days when I think that the house itself was built specifically for this kind of an event. We had the opportunity to use almost the entire house for the event itself, and complete with a live horse that everyone got their picture taken with.
There was a live horse.
There was Pongo the horse, who was he's actually a pony, but for purposes of the event, we'll call him a horse.
That's close enough.
Yep, photos taken by Marie Toomey, and everyone got to leave with, their photo of themselves all dolled up for the event with a horse. And Danny Regan, who was our jockey for the evening. It's just a really fun dress-up event. I just don't think we necessarily have enough of those as we used to in the past. So it kind of brought the past to modern day. A little bit of that Southern style that came to a small New England city. It was just a wonderful time all around. We cannot thank our sponsors enough and all of our donors. It was really important to remember that although we had a really great time, the serious business of it all was to raise really important, much needed funds to support our needy population of senior citizens in Newport and Newport County. So, to mix it with a little bit of fun was certainly a great thing. But when all was said and done, the job of supporting the program, well done by everyone involved, and a special thank you to our co-chairs, Tony Regine and Barbara Peters, who made it all happen.
Hi, Barbara. Haven't seen my friend Barbara Peters in a while.
She's doing very well.
Yeah. I remember her days back in she used to work at the Red Cross office, was it? Up on when it was still on Mill Street.
Still just as active in the community and busier than I am, if that's possible to say. And just a very classy lady, smart. We really do appreciate all that she does for us,
Yeah.
along with her sidekick, Dr. Regine, who the two of them make a dynamic duo that's unstoppable.
All right. Well, with that being said, we have the month of June arriving on Monday.
Month of
and
June, can you believe it? We're
I
into the
know.
summer season.
Yeah.
We're here. Yeah, lots of great stuff going on in the month of June. This is a musical and garden type month for us in the month of June. The Edward King House Singers will be performing not one, but two concerts in the first week of June. The first one on June 4th at 2 o'clock p.m. with the St. Michael's Country Day Singers.
Oh, wow.
They'll be having their collaborative concert again this year. This concert is free and open to anyone that would like to enjoy this wonderful intergenerational event, and that's all under the direction of Christine Wilbur, who is our music director. And then again on Friday at 11:15, the King House Singers will be presenting their spring concert at the King House as well. So the 2 o'clock concert on Thursday afternoon with the kids will be held up in the ballroom, and the 11:15 concert on Friday with just our singers will be held in our foyer down at the lower level of the building. So we're really looking forward to those two wonderful musical events. We have some very talented singers who not only donate their time in song to the house itself, but also hit the road and travel to our local nursing homes to perform there as well. They've been very busy this spring doing that. So many thanks to our singers and to Christine as well for all that they do for the King House and for the community at large.
And if you've ever been involved with or somehow connected to one of those performances at an area senior center, those really mean a lot to the folks that are there. That really makes their day, those types of events.
It really does. And, you know, the wonderful thing about the chorus, at least from my experience at the Edward King House, there is no better feeling to have the entire house filled with music. And they are so passionate about what it is that they do. And I may be biased, but they're so good at what they do. And that the music that they impart upon the audience is, you know, music from a bygone era that you don't necessarily hear on the radio anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so it's fun. It does the heart good.
And I know I've spoken with area chorus directors, like our friend Jonathan Babbitt from Swanhurst.
From Swanhurst, yeah.
Joanne Lowenthal from the
Navy Choristers.
That's right.
Who recently did a concert for us.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal.
Aren't they good?
They really are. They really are. We're so grateful to them as well.
And they have, you know, they have auditions from time to time, and they have some senior age folks that, want to give it a shot and have no idea. They had all that talent bottled up in them all that time, and
just needed somebody to unplug it.
Exactly, and then go let it loose. Outstanding.
And we get to benefit from it when we're sitting in the audience. So we're really looking forward to that event. They do perform twice a year for us, once at the holidays and again in the spring. So we are really looking forward to both of those concerts. Again, free. Come on over. It's a 35-minute concert with the St. Michael's kids at 2 o'clock on Thursday, and a 45-minute concert. So it's not going to take up your whole day, but boy, will you be leaving tapping your toes and some wonderful music in your head. So we hope that the folks out there will join us for those two events. And in addition to that, now our garden club is going to be closing up their year for the Edward King House with their annual garden club plant sale on Saturday, June 13th, beginning at 9 a.m. Our garden club members are very busy potting plants and preparing for that particular event. Admission to the plant sale is absolutely free, but the plants themselves will be for sale, and all of those proceeds will go to benefit the garden club at the King House, who takes care of all of our beautiful gardens, and a great educational series that they provide throughout the year on all things garden-oriented. So we're looking forward to that. I do have a very interesting announcement of an event that we're going to be hosting, first time ever in the state of Rhode Island, not just Aquidneck Island, but throughout the state. Under the direction of Michael Healy, local actor and artist, we're going to be having a Bloomsday event on June 16th. Do you know what Bloomsday is, Art?
No, but it sounds a little more attractive than Doomsday.
Absolutely, and it is a little more attractive than Doomsday.
Yeah.
So, on June 16th, a Bloomsday event is often held in Ireland to celebrate the work of James Joyce, who wrote Ulysses. Now, I will be honest with you. I've never read the book, Ulysses. But anyone who's a James Joyce fan does know what Bloomsday is all about. And on June 16th, Michael has gathered a group of actors to do a 1-hour reading from the book Ulysses.
He is terrific, too.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
really
And the
is.
whole group is really made up of some wonderful, wonderful folks. They've already begun their rehearsal schedule. So they'll be doing that open reading at 7 p.m. on June 16th. Really historical event in the state to host a Bloomsday reading. And we get the pleasure of hosting it at the Edward King House. There will be a suggested donation of $10 for the event itself, but we're really looking forward to that historical event. On June 19th and 20th, our volunteers from the Edward King House will be supporting our partner at Atria at the Newport Flower Show. We will be working one of the concession areas for the Newport Flower Show on those 2 days. And all of the proceeds from that will go to benefit the Edward King House. And I can't tell you how thrilled I am. I love the Newport Flower Show. And to be able to support the event as well as to enjoy the event thrills me to no end. So we're really excited about that.
Just really a shame it doesn't attract a few more people.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my goodness. That thing just rocks, doesn't
And if
it?
you've never been, you really need, this is one of those bucket list things that you've really got to do. You really should go every year. But if you've never done it before,
Oh,
get a ticket and get yourself to the Newport Flower Show. You may not think that you'd enjoy something like this, but I promise you, it will not disappoint.
that just crushes it every year. It's amazing.
Every year a new theme, every year a new, it's never the same event every year, and yet you just come away in awe of the wonderful horticultural work that is displayed throughout that exhibition. So in supporting the Newport Preservation Society and all those beautiful blooms, it's a can't miss event. So we hope to see lots of our friends there as well. On June 26th, we'll be hosting a trip to Foxwoods because we do that once a season. And so for those folks who are interested in taking a day trip, that's a Friday. Beginning at 8:30, we'll be leaving the Edward King House, so we'll return by 5:30 in the afternoon. Give us a call at 846-7426 if you'd like to reserve your seat on the bus. And there's further information at our website at www.edwardkinghouse.org.
And we should point out, a lot of people they hear Foxwoods and they have that tunnel vision.
Yep.
But I'm not a gambler. No,
You don't have to be. No, I'm not a gambler either.
Yep.
And yet I really enjoy going. They have their new walking mall has been opened. So there's lovely shopping. There's a great museum. If you like to just walk in an indoor temperature controlled setting, well, there's always lots to see.
Yep.
You don't ever have to step into the gambling parlor and still have lots to do throughout the day.
Yep.
So indeed, it's a great trip to go on, whether you're a gambler or not. And that's another one of those, if you've never done it before, you got to do it at least once.
Yep.
So come on over with us and we'll give you a great tour of the facility and search out the new shops that have opened. So we're really looking forward to this trip.
And leave the driving to them.
Leave the driving to them.
Sounds good.
That's right. Absolutely. So I have two new things to announce today. Beginning in the month of June, on Thursday afternoons from noon to 4, East Bay Community Action Program will have a member of their staff available to recruit volunteers for the RSVP, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, the Senior Corps. They will have someone there for the Foster Grandparent Program. And if you've got other needs that EBCAP can help you with, that same professional will be able to help you to navigate through the system. So we're really excited to add on to what we call our social services mall at the Edward King House. So now, in addition to Child and Family and Elder Services on Wednesdays, we now have EBCAP Thursdays. And hopefully I'll be next month announcing our partnership with the American Red Cross, who will be supporting us, we hope, on Tuesday afternoons. In addition to that, my next announcement is that we have a new weight loss support group at the Edward King House. It's summertime, and this is about the time that everyone starts to think, dear God in heaven, can I fit into that bathing suit? So we have a new weight loss support group that will be beginning in the month of June as well. So again, go to our website, get all the information that you need, give us a call. We're happy to answer those questions for you.
And I don't want this to conflict with what you were just talking about, but you still have your fabulous lunch program.
It doesn't conflict.
But it is a nutritionally balanced
There you
situation.
go. And now you know why it doesn't conflict.
That's
Absolutely.
exactly right. Controlled portion sizes and...
Yep. And I think that's what the weight loss support group is really all about. I wish we could give it a different name, but we really have to call it what it is.
Well, sure.
Yeah. And sadly, most seniors have this idea that if they just don't eat, that will help them to control their weight. But your metabolism changes dramatically as you enter into your older years. And the whole point of this particular group is to be able to share information, share tips and ideas, and also kind of dispel some of the myths about maintaining a healthy weight, and having nutritionally balanced meals is an important part of that plan. Don't skip the meal. You need to have the meal, but you need to eat the right portions, and you need to eat the right things when all is said and done. So, we're really looking forward to what that group has to offer. What else, my friend? Oh, I have another big announcement. On July 21st, and I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but we want everyone to save the date, the Edward King House will be having its annual meeting, and this year we will be honoring the Newport Daily News and the city of Newport as champions for seniors. We'll also be honoring our very own Ann Gardella as our Volunteer of the Year.
Way to go, Ann.
I know. This woman works harder as a volunteer than most folks who work full-time jobs. So we're very excited to make that announcement today and hope that people will mark their calendars. 6 p.m. at the Atlantic Beach Club. It is a full dinner event, $35 per person. And we're looking forward to celebrating the accomplishments of all three of those folks, all three sets of those folks, I should say.
I love those kinds of announcements on this program. When news breaks...
You got it. And this is the first time that we're actually announcing it, so we're very excited about that.
You heard it here first.
That's right.
All right.
And just a heads up for our folks out there that our new summer schedule will be kicking in as of June 30th. We will be closed on July 2nd and July 3rd to celebrate the Independence Day weekend. We'll also be closed the week of August 31st for maintenance and repairs to the house. And this is a common closure for the house itself. It's really nothing new. It's just telling you what the actual dates are. Our summer class schedule, however, will be beginning a little bit later this year. It will start on Monday, July 28th. And the reason for that is that we will be working with our friends at AARP during the week of Tennis Hall of Fame week, which is the second week of July. And then the third week of July, from July 20th to July 27th, is Senior Week again this year. We have a boatload of events being offered to the community the week of July 20th to the 27th. So we're going to hold off our class schedule until July 28th. And in addition to that, the center will be closing because of the heat we expect to have during the summer. Monday through Thursday, we'll be closing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon instead of at 4. And on Fridays, we'll be closing at 2 instead of at 4. And then we'll pick up on our regular schedule again when we come back after Labor Day. What else?
And all this information's on your fabulous website.
It is, and it gets updated on a regular basis. So, and if you can't get to the website, give us a call. We're happy to answer those questions for you.
And if you're looking for a place to hold a function or some sort of an event, you are available to rent.
We are available to rent. We can rent a
room. I turned
room.
it into a poem completely by accident, but it just worked out that way.
You can rent a room, you can rent a floor, you can rent the house. as long as it's open in the schedule. But certainly we've hosted everything from retirement parties to full-fledged weddings. So indeed, give us a call. Come on over and take a look at the building itself. There's a really special atmosphere in the house, a little bit different than an open banquet facility. And again, we host smaller parties. For the house in its totality, we could host a party for upwards of 200 to 250 folks. But generally speaking, it's a very opulent yet homey place to host your very special occasion. And of course, we're in the midst of our membership drive right now, getting folks ready for the next membership year, which begins on July 1. If you become a member of the Edward King House at the age of 50 or older, before July 30th, it's $25 for your annual membership. After July 30th, it goes up to $30 per person. And, I think the house kind of speaks for itself on all it has to offer for its membership. And we're already seeing a very large turnout of new members to the center itself. So we're very excited to open our doors to more folks and new folks and folks who are looking to become a part of the Edward King House family.
I'll be setting you up so I can get my new card very soon.
Yeah,
so
yeah. You are a card-carrying member. Thank you, Art.
Get that squared away.
Yeah, you got it. What else did we want to talk about, my friend? We've gone through June. July is going to be a very busy month, so I'll have a lot to talk about, with regards to Senior Week when I return at the end of June as we're preparing for July.
Yeah, I remember last year when you had your Senior Week. Good night. I mean, it was... We'll probably take up the entire program.
Oh, would you like a teaser?
For the July edition. Look, you all right? Tease us just a little bit.
Tease just a little bit.
This
year, we're going to host a giant book fair and book signing at the house during Senior Week. We've invited the Rhode Island. Oh, goodness gracious. And now already I'm having a senior moment. Can you believe it? Let's see. It's likened to our Writers Guild in the state of Rhode Island. Stephen Porter, my apologies that I cannot remember the name of the group off the top of my head right now. But the organization will be helping to get our Rhode Island writers and authors to the Edward King House during the Senior Week to offer their books for sale. They'll be on hand to sign their books as well. And we're inviting just our local Rhode Island writers, so it's kind of a really special event. That it's an only in Rhode Island, type of event. And we know that our seniors are so in tune to, reading everything from fiction to nonfiction and keeping up on their current events and really enriching their lives through literature. So we're really excited about that new event this year.
Yeah, several years ago I used to have a group come on from the Middletown Public Library where they used to do a Rhode Island, a local author series.
Yep.
And we talked to them on the radio, and fascinating stuff. When you really can, especially if it's a novel or one of those types of things, as opposed to some sort of a documentary or a history of.
Sure.
Because a lot of these books take, a lot of twists and turns, and you want to kind of pick their brain and go, what exactly were you thinking about?
What were you thinking? How did you do that? I know. Me too. So I'm really excited about this new adventure that we're embarking on. And one of the things that I noticed is that with over 200 members, who knew that we had 200 published authors, at the very least, throughout the state of Rhode Island. And you often think of publishing houses in New York and California and that kind of thing, and you kind of lose sight of the fact that there's so much talent within your own home state. And now we have an opportunity to showcase that talent. So we'll have more with regards to that when I meet with you next. But that's our little teaser for one of the events that will be a part of a whole set of events throughout the entire week from Monday to Sunday.
And even people that do, document things. I know there's been a whole series of books about the history of different cities and towns throughout the state and other things. And Our good buddy, the voice of the PC Friars, John Rook, did a book a few years ago, The History of Rhode Island Radio.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
he came on talking about that. And by the way, WADK had its own chapter in this book. Chapter 4, I believe it was. But, I mean, there were things about radio, which I grew up being a student of pretty much, that I never knew.
That you never knew.
And it's,
See?
it's, wow, did that really happen? And
Yeah.
it's nice to have the person behind the work that you can
So
actually.
this kind of a program will allow for those artists to be able to, those writers and those particular pieces of literature to be put out, for the public to see and to make that connection. That's really what we're all about, is making those connections. Our own Eileen Warburton, phenomenal writer and speaker. Our own Annie Sherman. I mean, the list goes on and on. Our own Terry Wildeman. Our own ... Our own ... So, these are our own. These are members of our Rhode Island family and our Aquidneck Island family that are making history every day, every time they put pen to paper. So we're really excited about that offering.
And just going through the whole process of getting a book published, it's kind of an adventure.
It is.
But that's an education in itself.
It's an education in itself. And we'll also be having a complimentary workshop that particular day, one at 1 o'clock and the other at 6 o'clock, on writing short stories and the effective use of particular writing tools that help to tell your story, whether it's going to be on paper or whether you're telling the story live. And that will be free as well for the general public. So we're can't tell you how excited we are.
And appropriately enough, it'll take place at the former location of the Newport Public
Library. You got it. Absolutely. Part of that great campus.
Yeah.
You got it.
I thought my graduation from high school was a long time ago. Now I'm going way too far back now.
Do you remember the house when it was a library, Art?
I sure do. And you know why? My grandparents used to own the house at 331 Spring Street, which is at the corner of Spring and Young. So I used to just scoot up the hill and hang out at the library while my father talked to my grandmother in English and my grandmother responded in Italian. And I sat there going, uh-huh. All my grandmother really could say in English was, she'd be rattling off Italian. And then every once in a while, she'd just go,
And what did you say?
She used to, when I get a Christmas or a birthday card from Grandma Berluti, on the front of it was just my first name, Arthur, A-T-A. Atta. I never forget that.
That one might stick, Art.
The good old days. And boy, could they spaghetti bend. I want to tell you. Some good chow came out of that kitchen.
Speaking of which, that's one of the other events that we had this month was the Mother's Day Pasta Supper.
Oh, that's right.
And I unleashed my own signature pasta sauce.
You did?
I did. They ate it all. Art, they ate it all. They ate it all. We had a full house of 40 folks in our dining hall that night, and we ate pasta until we couldn't eat pasta anymore. It was a really great night. The sauce was especially tasty that evening. We had a really fantastic time, and that's become a staple on our calendar to have our Mother's Day pasta event. And it looks like from here on in, it will be my sauce that we'll be sharing with the folks on a regular basis. I got a thumbs up from the Edward King House family who were present that night.
Now, maybe next year we'll get Jack Napolitano to roll one of his fantastic meatballs.
Yeah, that's right. His meatballs, my sauce, and we've got a killer combination.
And I'm sure Richard Sardella probably could make a contribution.
You got it.
Along those lines as well. So, well, we look forward to that. Anything else, Carm, before we wrap it up?
No, I think we've got most of the big items that we did want to talk about. Again, just a little reminder to the folks out in Radio Land that when we're talking about the Edward King House Senior Center, don't let the fact that we're in a mansion fool you. that although we offer some really fun events and wonderful opportunities for the community to be involved, there's a lot of serious business going on underneath that roof where we're supporting our senior population with everything from resources and referrals and basic needs and assistance on both a monetary and food level. And we're also offering help with health insurance and durable medical equipment, and there's a lot of serious business that goes on underneath that roof. It's not always the fun and games, but our goal is to help seniors stay as active and as independent and in their own homes for as long as we possibly can, because we know that that's the right thing to do, and we know that it's the most efficient and appropriate thing to do for our senior population. So we need to remember that from time to time.
And your predecessor, Michelle Duga, Michelle Duga Erb,
yes.
Now, who is now the superintendent at the Siemens Church Institute. Mm-hmm. I remember she came on when we used to do the segments with her. She one day just dedicated the entire segment to exactly what you just mentioned. You know, a lot of people don't realize that what a clearinghouse of information our senior center can be, and it was one of the things she was most proud of about it, where people can pick up the phone, and if you don't have the answer to everything, but you can steer people in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, in this high-tech day and age with all this social media stuff going on, you can be steered in a lot of the wrong directions. So that's why you get your information. Let's go to a Kentucky Derby. To backtrack here, straight to the horses. But get it from the senior center, and you know they can score you away.
That's our job. Our job is to connect the dots.
Yeah.
You know, towards health, safety, and an enriching lifestyle after the age of 50.
Well, listen, seeing how I'm starting to draw mental blanks and stumble and mumble, this might be a good place just to wrap this all up. Before we do, though, the website once again,
www.edwardkinghouse.org.
And we mentioned a fabulous place for rentals. If you're interested in holding an event or a wedding reception or something, get online at the very least and there's a nice visual tour on the website you can take.
Absolutely.
But better yet, stop by, because it's a fabulous place to visit.
We love it when you come over. Come on over.
Well, listen, Carm, we'll do this again next month. How's that sound?
Sounds great. I look forward to it.
Thanks, Carm.
Thanks, Art.